He thought he will head Asia's fourth largest economy till 2027, but his term ended in disgrace. One wrong decision and it changed everything, not just for him but for the entire country of South Korea. On December 3rd, 2024, when people in South Korea were probably enjoying the K-drama on their television sets, Yoon Suk-yeol, the former South Korean president, came on national television and announced imposition of martial law, what he called to root out anti-state forces. But Yoon's decision didn't go down well. It soon became clear that he was spurred by his own political troubles. Seoul streets witnessed unprecedented protests with thousands descending on streets before the presidential palace. The backlash was swift and overwhelming. Under intense public and institutional pressure, Yoon repealed the order after just 6 hours. But those 6 hours shook the entire South Korea. Clashes with police became a common sight as Yoon resisted arrest. On January 19, 2025, Yoon was formally arrested after being apprehended at his presidential palace. Fast forward to April 2025, South Korea's constitutional court officially removed the impeached President Yoon from the office and ordered to hold elections in the next 2 months. Well, after having 3 acting presidents in the last 6 months, now it's time for the people of South Korea to exercise their franchise to pick their next leader. On June 3, 2025, following months of political upheaval and public unrest, South Korea is going to vote for the next president. The upcoming election, the nation's 21st, is not only a test of the democratic resilience but also a referendum on country's recent turmoil and the path forward for Asia's fourth largest economy. South Koreans vote for one candidate, with the winner serving a single 5-year term. The 2 main candidates eyeing the president's chair are left-leaning Lee Jae-myung, former head of the main opposition Democratic Party, and right-winger Kim Mon-soo of the People Powers Party. While their political careers have taken them in different directions, both are former labor activists. Kim was imprisoned for leading a pro-democracy movement in the 1980s when South Korea still had a military rule. Lee lost to Yoon by a razor-thin margin in the last presidential vote in 2022, but enjoyed a majority on parliament that he used to frustrate Yoon's policy agenda. He then led the impeachment campaign to oust Yoon after the martial law fiasco. Among other candidates in the race is 40-year-old Lee Jun-seok, a former PPP leader now standing from the Reform Party, a recently formed right-wing political party. Lee Jun-seok could serve as a spoiler vote by dividing conservatives. He takes a far more critical line on Yoon's martial law and has so far refused to join an alliance with Kim. Whoever wins will inherit a daunting array of challenges. The first will be restoring public trust. The new president must heal the wounds left by the martial law crisis, rebuild confidence in democratic institutions, and ensure accountability for abuses of power. There are growing calls for constitutional and political reforms to prevent future abuses of power and to strengthen the checks and balances that underpin South Korea's democracy. Second comes the economic headwinds. The South Korean economy faces external pressures, including the new tariffs imposed by the United States and the ongoing trade tensions with China, as well as the domestic concerns over youth unemployment, and also a sluggish job market. Perhaps the another most important is taking care of the demographic crisis. South Korea's birth rate remains the lowest in the world, with fertility rate of just 0.75% in 2024. In fact, far below the replacement level needed to sustain the population. Addressing this demographic decline will be essential for the country's long-term prosperity. Well, security in the region has always been one of the key issues for South Korea. Relations with North Korea remain tense, with continuous incidents of involving propaganda balloons and drones coming in from their neighbor. The next president must navigate these security risks while maintaining crucial alliances with the United States and managing complex ties with China. The 2025 presidential election is widely seen as a defining moment for South Korea. The nation's ability to weather the storm of martial law and impeachment and to hold a free and fair election in its aftermath is a testament to the strength of its democratic institutions and civil society. As millions of South Koreans prepare to cast their ballot, the world will be watching to see whether the country can emerge from this crisis united and renewed, or whether the scars of recent months will deepen existing divisions. The outcome will not only shape the nation's future, but also its role in a rapidly changing regional and global landscape. South Korea's next president will face immense challenges from the day one, but also an opportunity to restore faith in democracy and to chart a new course for a resilient and dynamic society.